Alright.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of Rankum. Today, in honor of the movie A Dog's Way Home, I decided to, and you voted that dogs in movies and TV is what you want the topic to be this time. And it's been an interesting topic. I expanded it to TV because I was just trying to think of a lot of notable dogs and just movies, and that I was struggling. So I thought, well, expanded to TV, that opens it up a lot more. But I've also got a great panel with me. First up, we've got resident Take 3 host of the Reactor Summit, Kristen. Kristen, how's it going?
Great. Nothing going on right now. There's no food on my oven cooking at the moment. I didn't procrastinate my dinner until 5 minutes before the show was supposed to start. No big deal. No big deal. I'm really looking forward to this. And finally, my dogs will not be annoying during the video, since this is a video about dogs.
And also with me, I've got Hunter. Hunter, how's it going?
Oh man, thank you for having me on tonight. And I am the reason why this show is starting 20 minutes late, because I also had to cook dinner. So yeah, glad to be on.
So basically how the show works is we go in a roundtable discussion, we each nominate a dog that we think belongs on this list, and we say yes or no. I have changed up the format this year because there is no save for it anymore, because it was one of those things with 3 people just found that it turned into a gimme, and that really wasn't too fair. So there's the save rules dead, and that is how it is. So to nominate, first I'm going to throw it over to Hunter. Hunter, what's the first dog you're going to nominate?
Okay, so this one was actually really tough, but I'm going to start with one that I feel like is the focal point of the plot and is the catalyst of why this person does what he does. I'm going Daisy from John Wick 1. Now, if you look at it, Daisy is the reason why he goes after the cartel. They kill the dog in a impactful, emotional scene, which leads to John Wick becoming John Wick again, becoming the boogeyman. It's all because of that. Because of that dog was a dying present, or a present from his dying wife. Just the emotional impact of that. So that's why I'm going with Daisy as my first pick.
Unfortunately, I have to kick off by going, I've never seen John Wick. I have no idea what this dog looks like, so I can't say yes or no. But that's why we've got more than just me on the panel. Kristen, what do you say about Daisy?
Look, you're putting us in a terrible predicament here, because all of these dogs are good boys and girls. So, like, how do you say no? However, like, this is like, it only shows up for like a couple minutes. Like, yeah, I know it's like the main part of the reason.
Point, though.
Yeah, but like, there are so many other like dogs. They're like the main characters of the show or the movie, and so it's like really hard to put something on there that's just a motivation. I don't know. I'm gonna have to pass on it, just because like when I watch John Wick, I skip that part because no one wants to see that.
Yeah,
no one wants to.
No
see
one
that.
does.
No one. But it was a good boy. But just yeah. Why'd you put one up like right away?
Unfortunately, Daisy does not make the list. Kristen, what is the first dog you're going to bring up?
I'll throw a wild card out there as well. This one also isn't really like the main character of the movie that it's in, but I always really enjoyed this one, and it's Fly from Babe. She's a really beautiful border collie who is lovely, and she takes in this pig who wants to be a sheepdog, and she's lovely. And if I had a dog mom, I would want her to be my dog mom. And I don't know who plays her. I probably should have looked up who does her voice in the movie, but I've always really liked her voice. which is like a great dog voice. But Babe like is a great movie, and she's a great dog in the movie, and she's a great mom, and she makes me smile. So yeah, Fly from Babe.
Yeah, so Fly from Babe is on the table. Hunter, what do you say about Fly?
Unfortunately, I've never seen Babe, so
How?
Yeah.
You guys should watch movies and stuff.
But yeah, I have actually seen Fly, and I'm going to it's one that I didn't initially think of when making this, but it's one that am going to say yes to because it is one of the sort of focal points to Babe, kind of, and I do think Fly belongs on the list, so Fly does make the list.
All right.
Woohoo!
Good job,
I'm off to a
Kristen.
good start.
Unlike me.
Sorry.
The first dog I'm going to bring up is definitely the focal point of this movie. I'm bringing up Buddy from Air Bud. A dog playing basketball. What more do I need to say? It's definitely one that I do think does belong on the list. And it's just one that Lynn watching it is like. I'm pretty sure it's the same dog that was in the sequels playing the other sports as well, but I can't. But it's just one that with the plot thing you coming up is like you think a dog playing basketball, it can't work as a movie, but it actually surprisingly did. So Air Bud is on the table. Hunter, what do you say about Air Bud, buddy?
The problem with Buddy from Air Bud is, as you brought up, it is the same character in each of the movies, and I think the quality of each of the movies has drastically gone down after the first one. So I'm probably going to have to say no just because of that, because like it just got really bad as each of the movies went on.
Kristen, what do you say about Air Bud or Buddy?
Okay, so like let's just pretend like the rest of them didn't happen. It was only the first one. I'll say yes because it was on my list. It was at the very bottom of my list because of how sucky all the sequels were. Yeah. However, the first movie was joyous, so I vote yes for the first movie if I can forget and erase that the rest of them happened.
I'm not mad at that one.
Yeah. Anyway, it goes back to Hunter. Hunter, what is next dog you're bringing up?
Okay. I gotta go with the big dog here. Ha! See what I did there? The big dog. Ha. I'm going with Scooby Doo. I mean, it's obvious. When you think of iconic dogs in TV shows, in whatever, you think of Scooby Doo. That is the dog with his, the mystery machine and the Scooby snacks and everything. They built a franchise on this pup, and it just keeps getting better and better. Forget the movies because the movies are awful. I'm talking about the original, the cartoon version, the animated version, the best version, Scooby Doo.
I mean, but when you this isn't what the big dog that I thought that you're thinking about, but it's definitely a big dog. I'm going to say yes to Scooby Doo. He is an iconic dog. It's like even his straight to DVD movies have been good. So I mean, Kristen, what would you have said to Scooby Doo?
I would have said yes. Scooby Doo's a great iconic character. I don't so much love the live action movies. I'm sorry.
No, I don't
either. Older than a lot of the people who are watching these shows for some reason, and I haven't really cared for the movies. However, the TV show, the old one, I loved. I watched a ton, and yes, I think I watched the straight to DVD movie with the zombies like a million times. So that's fair. Yeah. It was high up on my list, so I definitely say yeah.
Yeah. but yeah, and I did some fact-checking before.
Special guest.
Fly from Babe is voiced by Miriam Margolyes, who played Professor Sprout. So
My dogs are very happy that you looked it up. Thank you very much.
Anyway, it's back to Kristen. Kristen, what is the next dog you're bringing up?
Okay, I am going to say I want to make sure we get a good mix here. This movie I loved as a kid, and it still to this day will make me cry if I watch it, which is why I don't watch it. And there's multiple animals in this movie. However, since we have to pick one, the one that makes me cry the most is Shadow from Homeward Bound, who's just a beautiful old golden retriever dog, and you want to hug him immediately because he's like the voice of wisdom, reason, but his boy loves him so much, and then he falls in this pit, and you're just like, oh my god, I'm gonna die because he's so sad, and then he comes back, and you're like, oh, he's back, I'm so happy, and then you're crying like buckets and buckets of tears, and that's why he's on my list. Sorry, Chance, I love Chance, but Shadow's where it's at.
All of the emotions.
All of the emotions.
Shadow from Homeward Bound is up for consideration. Hunter, what do you say?
I haven't seen it. And Kristen officially hates me.
How have people not seen these movies? I'm so old.
I mean, I feel you because I have seen this movie, and yeah, I mean it is one that I do think belongs on this list. I don't remember this movie well, but I do remember Shadow is probably the one that instantly comes to mind when I sort of think of the movie. So I mean, Shadow is definitely a great dog from the movie. So yeah.
You guys need to start watching some movies. Okay, I'm making a list for Hunter right now of movies he needs to watch after this.
Okay, thank you for that.
But anyway, it's back to me, and I'm going to go with the big dog that I thought Hunter was referring to, and that was Beethoven. This is another dog that is definitely really good. But this is another movie franchise which the movies haven't really got a lot better since they've been going on. But the first one is definitely a good movie, and Beethoven is definitely just one of those dogs that instantly comes to your mind whenever you think of sort of like movie dogs, and that's sort of not the most iconic sort of dogs that talk. So, Kristen, what do you say about Beethoven?
As my child spills my drink all over my laptop, I say I gave you one where they have a really good first outing and then a million terrible bad outings, and I cannot give you two. So out of the two that we had, I gave you the correct one. As much as I love St. Bernards, they'll always come second in the order of ranking to Golden Retrievers, because Golden Retrievers are the most pure thing, second most pure thing on the planet, because the other pure thing are Corgis. They're more pure than Golden Retrievers. So. Anyway, but yeah, I say no.
Hunter, what do you say about Beethoven?
Again, one okay movie. The first one is okay. It's not even that good.
I like the first. I like the first one.
It's okay, but the rest of them, again, just boom. It's a no.
Anyway,
the first one was okay.
Hunter. Anyway, back to Hunter. Hunter, what is the next dog you're going to bring up?
Okay, I'm going to bring up one because I'm a huge fan of this movie. My mom's a huge fan of this movie. I'm going Toto from The Wizard of Oz, because The Wizard of Oz is an iconic movie, and who is always by the side of Dorothy? It's Toto, her dog. Wherever she goes, Toto goes, and that dog will stand up and protect Dorothy no matter what. So I'm going Toto from Wizard of Oz.
Toto's on table, and Wizard of Oz is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I definitely love Toto, and so it's a yes for me. Kristen, what would you have said?
Okay, so you want to talk about a dog that's the reason for a movie happening. This was the correct choice, Hunter. He's the catalyst for the whole movie. This was the correct choice. So yes, I say yes.
Yeah.
And he's the name of a really great rock band.
I knew you were going to say that too. Yes.
Anyway, Kristen, what is the next dog you can bring up?
I feel like we need to get a couple more TV show dogs on here. So I'm going to throw out Jake from Adventure Time. Number one, because Adventure Time is fantastic and I love it. And they just added it on Hulu, so we've been binging it. But Jake's hilarious. He's obviously the counterpart to the main character, and he's got all these cool special powers, and he's really funny, and I love him a lot. And I think he's just a different kind of dog than is, there's no other dog like Jake out on TV, right? One, because he talks and stands up and he's not Brian from Family Guy, who I dislike a ton. So if he's on your list, I'm sorry.
Okay, so Brian is not making the list.
Sorry. Spoilers, he did not make my list. Jake is like a really good standing talking dog who's like funny in a way that I like. So yeah, Jake from Adventure
Time. Hunter, what do you say about Jake from Adventure Time?
We finally agree. Yes. Jake makes the list because he is amazing. Simple as that.
Of course you've seen Adventure Time because it came out in the last 10 years.
Although to be fair, he did see Wizard of Oz, so
yeah, I guess that's true.
So I mean, Jake makes the list. I would have said no. I'm not a big fan of Adventure Time. But anyway, it's back to me. And I'm going to go to another animated dog. This one is hard for me to separate, but I'm going to pick one of them, and I'm going to go with Tramp from Lady and the Tramp. It's definitely, I mean, the kissing scene is iconic enough. I mean, this is one that, if I could, I would put them both as a duo, but I'm not going to do that because, but yeah, but Tramp is probably the one that most people sort of remember from Lady and the Tramp, and it's just the love scene, him trying to court Lady and all that is good. I mean, I know I'm sort of probably messing up the plot. I haven't seen it in ages. It's just one that I do remember that I have seen. So yeah, Hunter, what do you say about Tramp from Lady and the Tramp?
This one's really hard, actually, because I really do enjoy that movie. Yeah, I'll give it a pass. Yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
And Tramp makes the list. Kristen, what would you have said?
It wasn't on my list, but I probably would have said yes as well, mainly because I kind of forgot about it.
Me too.
So, yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, it's back to Hunter for his next pick.
All right, I gotta go with one that really shows a lighter side of our, I guess, antagonist in a way. I'm going Max from the Grinch series. Because yes, the Grinch is down. He's mangy, he's evil, he's mean. But when he's around his dog Max, he is loving, he is, passionate. He always cares about Max. And that's what's really cool about Max, is that it kind of shows a different side to the Grinch, which leads to his heart growing 3 sizes, loving Christmas, loving the Who's, and it really all leads to his love for Max.
Anyway, Max is on the table. Kristen, what do you say about Max?
If it was just the original cartoon, but I really don't like the rest of the offerings from the Grinch. So difficult. I do like Max. I think Max is like great in
Max
every
always,
iteration.
Yes,
Max is like the best part of every iteration. So
yes,
I'll give you. So we've disagreed on so much. I'll give you Max.
Yeah, victories.
It's like, even if Kristen said no, I would have said yes to Max as well. I mean, I think Cody would be upset that Kristen doesn't like the other Grinch movies, because I know Cody really liked the 2001, but yeah.
I don't care.
All right, I'll say this. I like Jim Carrey as the Grinch. The story around it was stupid.
But anyway, it's back to Kristen. Kristen, what is your next dog to nominate?
Okay, so ignore the noise because that's my husband taking out the trash. Okay, so I want to put this one in there. I know it's not going to make it in, which will be sad for me, but I have to mention one corgi, and there's only one, like, before, like, if we do this list again after the Queen's Corgi comes out in theaters this year, 2019, go watch Queen's Corgi for the cuteness. Who knows if it's good? It could be the worst movie I've ever seen, but it'll have corgis in it, so I'll watch it. But the only real pop culture corgi on TV or movies is Ein from Cowboy Bebop. Besides the fact that I love this anime a ton, it's one of my favorite animes of all time. It is both a TV show and a movie. It's great. I love it. Great characters. Ein is a super fun character. Just a dog. It doesn't talk, but it just is central to a lot of plot lines, and it's a lot of fun to add into the movie and the show. And it's one of my favorite GIFs. If you see me use that GIF, it means that I really disagree with what you're talking about. He just says no and walks away. It's fantastic. In any case, Ein, he's great. I love him. He's a corgi. He's on one of my favorite animes. I'm guessing probably won't make anyone's list, but I had to mention it, so there you go.
Yeah, you could probably see Kristen using that GIF a lot of times when Chris Clark says anything.
It's true.
Constantly on a loop.
Hunter, I know you like anime. What do you say about the Cowboy Bebop corgi?
Kristen, you're pulling at my anime heart here. Why? Why would you do this?
I don't know.
Cowboy Bebop is so good. Yes. Yes.
Yay!
All the way, yes. I love Cowboy Bebop. Yes. So,
yeah, I've only seen sort of bits and pieces of Cowboy Bebop, so I probably don't. I probably have seen the GIF. I just don't know that much about that. But that Ein makes the list. I'm probably going to butcher the name, but why not?
It's just EIN. I'm so excited.
But anyway, it's back to me. I'm going to try for this. I'm going to go Clifford the Big Red Dog. This is this is one of my favorite cartoon series that's come out that is based on a book series as well. But this is one that I did watch a lot when I was growing up, but yeah, this is one dog that is sort of recognizable because of its size and its bright red color. But yeah, Hunter, what do you say about Clifford the Big Red Dog?
Oh, I've seen episodes of this when I was younger, and for some reason, it always scared the shit out of me. It's a giant ass red dog. Yeah, I'm about to give it a pass. Yeah.
Kristen, what do you say about Clifford?
Yeah, Freya, I agree. If we could include books in this, I would say yes, because he had a million books, and I read a bunch of them as a kid because I only read things with dogs in them for a very large portion of my life.
Nothing has changed, huh?
No, I love reading now, but when I was younger, I hated reading. So if it had a dog in it, I would read it. So I read a lot of those books. but unfortunately, it doesn't include the books, so I'm going to say no. But I do like Clifford. I just think he's a better character in books than he was in shows.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Hunter, what is the next dog you're bringing up?
Ooh. All right, this one's not going to make it. I know it's not, but I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and I have to bring up Fang. Because from the books, from the movies, Fang is incredible. He is, yes, he doesn't have a large role, but the love that Hagrid has for him is there, and it's felt a lot in, especially the books and in the movies too. You can feel that love for the character. I had to bring it up because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and yeah, Fang.
I mean, I'm a big Harry Potter fan myself. The question is, did you bring up the correct dog from it? Because I was actually tempted to try and to try and make a one of those decisions in which to try and sneak Sirius Black onto this list, because technically he turns into a dog.
Technically, he is a dog. Yeah, yeah.
But I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to say yes to Fang, but it's definitely hard between Fang and Fluffy. Kristen, what would you have said?
He's a beautiful. He's a, I believe, he's a Neapolitan Mastiff. He's gorgeous. I love. It's just a cool breed of dog. If we're just talking about what type of dog it is, he's not central. I just like. It's really hard for me to pick anything that's not like really central to the story. Like Fang's great in the scenes that he's in, and he has a much bigger part to play in the books than the movies. Mm-hmm. So I would have said no, but I do love it. Like, he's a gorgeous dog.
Yeah.
Like, I would own him. I would have to wipe up his slobber all over the place, but I love him.
I was actually debating between that and Fluffy, because I think Fluffy had a bit more to do, but
Fluffy was cool.
Fang was just like
3 heads.
I know, but like Fang was just like the one that like stuck in my mind a lot. So
yeah, I mean that's fair. Like he's on the list anyway. Kristen, what would you what are you going to pick up next?
Baby alert!
Yeah, we're getting down to the where I get scared that a really obvious choice isn't going to make the list. And so I just throw out a really popular one. So I'm going to say Snoopy, because if Snoopy doesn't make this list, I riot.
Yes.
Because it's Snoopy.
Yes.
And he's Snoopy. And if he doesn't make this list, I'm quitting.
I'm quitting everything.
Well, I mean, you don't have to quit because I'm saying yes to Snoopy. Hunter, what would you have said?
Yes. He was my next pick. Good job.
But so we've got one spot left, and
this list is going by fast.
I know. Really, I'm really nervous about this last spot.
Yeah, me too. Because I have one I want to try to get on, but I don't think he's going to make it.
Same.
But yeah, it's down to me. There's a lot of picks. Just one can make it on. I'm going to go with Lassie. I mean, if you want a dog to save little Timmy who gets stuck in a well a lot of times, then Lassie is the one that will help alert you to trouble. Lassie's just one of those ones that is really popular when it comes to TV, and it's one that is really central when it comes to pop culture dogs. Because I mean, there's a few. I mean, there is a few which everyone gravitates to, which is closer to this year. But Lassie is probably one of the older dogs, that and sort of Winton Tin maybe as well. So, Hunter, what do you say about Lassie?
Yeah, I haven't seen this, but I know the dog you're talking about. And with one spot left, I can't put it on there because I haven't seen them. I haven't seen the TV show either. So,
Kristen, what do you say about Lassie?
At this point, this is a numbers game because I do have Lassie on my list, but because I'm not as much of a fan of the show, I've watched the show, but I'm not a huge fan of it. It's on my list more for just the iconic nature of the character, but because it's lower on my list than like 3 other things that aren't on the list yet, I'm saying no. Sorry, Malcolm.
Sorry, Malcolm.
It's your show. It's your fault that this is happening to you.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's always happens when it comes to the bottom ones. Everyone starts sort of playing strategy to try and get more.
Yeah.
It's a bit picks out, so it's definitely fair. Hunter, it's back to you to bring out the next dog.
All right, so this one I don't expect to get on because I don't know if people even remember this movie, but I'm going Shallow from the movie Shallow, late '90s movie, and it's what's really cool about this dog, huh?
Shiloh,
yeah,
the beagle.
Yes, the beagle.
Okay.
But yeah, like what's cool about this dog is you really care about this dog from the get-go because he's abused from his owner, and this kid just is trying to find his way, trying to find a companion, trying to find a friend, and then he finds this beagle. He wants to keep it. He can't. He sees that it's getting abused, and all the abuse scenes in the movie are so heart-wrenching. But what's cool about it is that a dog can make you care so much about it as if it was a human. And that's what's cool about this movie in particular, is that it hits you with so many hard feelings that it's really hard to forget about this movie.
Kristen, what do you say about Shiloh?
I actually forgot it was a thing.
So did I.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say I've seen it, but I definitely forgot that it was a thing. So I'll say no. I mean, I do appreciate the passion behind the argument, because I do remember thinking the dog was very cute, but I don't remember much about the dog or the movie other than he was a beagle.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I'm also going to say no to Shiloh. I just don't remember this movie at all. But yeah. Anyway, Kristen,
worth a try.
Can you close off the list?
Come on, Kristen.
So I have two choices, and I'm trying to figure out which one will be better. And I like them both, and I almost like them both equally. So I'm at a bit of a pickle.
Pickle Rick?
I'm gonna flip a non-existent coin. I have no coins. I'm gonna flip my library card. It's a bad flip. Hold on. Okay, so we're going for Balto from Balto. I love this movie. It's a great movie. Huskies are great. I love them. Plus, wolves are great, and so it includes a half of each, which is fantastic. I love them both. But it's cool because it's a true story. Obviously, like extremely, like they add a lot of stuff in it that's not true. It's a talking dog. Okay. But it teaches kids about history and things that happened in the past. It teaches them about debilitating diseases and the importance of immunizations. And jeez, it's all just a cool movie. It introduced me to like sled dog stuff. I got really into like sled dog things. Like I watched the Iditarod on TV like 3 years in a row after this movie came out. I don't know. It's just a cool movie, and Balto, I think, is a really fun character, and he's Balto. Hopefully, it was the right flip of my library card. I blame my library card if it wasn't.
I mean, I haven't seen Balto.
Who are you?
Hunter, what do you say about Balto?
Kristen, you're probably going to hate me too because I have seen it. I just don't like it.
I don't. Oh my gosh, people!
Yeah,
no. I give up.
But I'm going to go for, it's back to me now. I'm going to go for another Disney dog, and I'm going to go for Pongo from 101 Dalmatians. And judging by the look Kristen just gave me, it was the wrong pick. But Pongo's just one of those ones which definitely stands out to me when it comes to Disney dogs, and just the way he react with sort of out his talking when he realizes that his pups have been kidnapped from Cruella de Vil is just a little bit heartbreaking at times. But yeah, the Pongo's on the table. Hunter, what do you say about Pongo?
I remember very little about this movie. Yeah, it's gonna be a no for me. Just because I've seen it, I just don't remember anything about it, and that's a bad thing.
Kristen, what are you gonna say about Pongo?
This movie is about the puppies.
The
This movie is about the puppies. They're puppies. I don't remember the adult dogs. I remember
no one does. It's the puppies.
Because they're puppies. So no. Puppies.
This is the best episode I've ever been on.
Hunter, what is the next dog going to bring up?
Okay, just because I know it's not going to make it on, and I'm a huge horror movie fan, I'm bringing up Cujo.
Oh my God.
I'm bringing up Cujo. You want to talk about a terrifying fucking dog? You look at fucking Cujo. Just this movie, I went back and watched it a few weeks ago. It's still pretty good. It's still a really good thriller type horror movie from Stephen King, who is a great author. And just the fact that this dog is so fucking terrifying. And we're used to seeing dogs being so cute and loving. And then fucking Cujo comes out. It's a shock to the system. And that's why I'm bringing up Cujo.
Kristen, what do you say about Cujo?
Left turn, Kristen. Woo!
We go from one Saint Bernard to another Saint Bernard, and my answer's the same. It's no. Not because I don't. Cujo's great. The book's better.
Cujo is great. Murder everyone, Cujo.
Sorry. This is gonna be a long episode. The whole thing went real fast, and this last one.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm also going to say no to Cujo. That's not one that I easily thought of in compiling my list. And it's just one that
I'm almost like down to my last few on my list.
Anyway, Kristen, what is your next pick?
It's a dog.
I just should have said yes to Lassie because it's on my list. Okay, so another animated dog. We'll try this one because this one I like, and this one I find funny, and this one I quote a lot when I'm pretending that I.
Christian likes dogs.
It's Doug from Up. What's a cooler line than just Doug? Squirrel in the middle of a sentence.
Squirrel.
Like, I totally do that when I pretend like my dogs can talk all the time because I'm home alone with my baby all day long.
Poor Kristen.
I'm going crazy.
She's giving me the.
I'm
just
literally
a little
going
insanity.
insane. It's fine. It's fine.
No, it's okay.
I pretended like my dogs could talk before I was going.
I have to.
It's okay. It's no big deal. But like, it's just he's a fun character. He's a complete goofball, which is so different from every other dog on our list because they're all like, ooh, heroic dog. Seriously, heroic dogs or like good boys or like funny ones. But like Doug is just like he's just a goofball. That's his character, and I love it. And I just have a lot of fun with this character, and I like him, and he's Doug, and he wants to be your friends. And there was that YouTube video where they put a little voice thing on a dog and walked around a park and had the voice actor do lines from the movie, and that was a great video. And I wanted a dog that could talk to me and say it was my best friend. So,
the dogs are your best friends, Kristen.
Hunter, what do you say about Doug?
Oh, again, fucking hard. Because, of course, squirrel. You know what? I'm going to say yes. because this list needs to end, and I'm okay with Doug being the last one on the list.
And with that, Doug makes the list. Closing off the nomination process. Hunter, do you have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I actually have, I think, 2 more left, which is Santa's Little Helper from The Simpsons, because why not? And Comet from Full House, because I'm a huge Full House nut. So there you go.
Kristen, did you have any honorable mentions?
One that definitely wouldn't have made it. Wishbone from Wishbone.
I've never seen it, so
See, it's because I'm old. It was a show where he was a Jack Russell Terrier, or Jack Parsons Terrier, and he acted out books, novels, and stuff. So he took apart. He was like, if they did Frankenstein, he would be Dr. Frankenstein, and it was great. It was great. Taught kids how to read with dogs. It's exactly what I needed because I hated reading. But that was my only honorable mention. Fun fact: the dog that played Airbud was the dog that played Comet in Full House. So technically, he's on our list. Yeah,
awesome.
And also, fun fact: if Kristen brought up Wishbone, he would have made the list because he was on my list.
I just assumed it didn't make it over to your side of the ocean.
No, I remember watching. Watching this when I was a kid.
I'm upset.
But also, I had on my list. I had Santa's Little Helper. I did have Bride as well. So if Hunter did,
I did too.
So if Hunter tried to bring him up, then he would have made the list to Kristen.
Man,
I would have been mad.
I should have just to make Kristen mad.
I had Astro, and I also had the dog, which is technically not a dog, Dino, but
I probably would have said no because it's a dinosaur dog. Okay.
Well, as I said, the dog that's technically not a dog.
Not a dog.
But anyway, we get to the fun part. We sort of vote on the order that we want.
Let me grab my board real quick.
Yep. But yeah, we sort of vote on who we want at 12. While Hunter's getting the board, I'll get mine written down there.
All right, so we're putting one at 12.
Yeah, voting on number 12 now.
Okay.
Kristen, what do you have for number 12?
I'm sorry, I have a baby trying to pull my hair out, so I haven't written anything down yet.
That's why you can just say it if you want.
Oh, I don't have anything written down yet. Like, I haven't decided.
Oh, right.
So sorry. I just gonna. Okay, I'm just gonna say Max because it was the first one I saw that I wouldn't have said yes to, except I was giving Hunter one. Stop it.
Hunter, what do you have for 12?
I have Fly because I haven't seen Babe. So.
This is awkward because I had Fang because he doesn't do a lot of the plot.
All right, so how's this work here?
Well, chat. So Fly, Max, and Fang is on the table. I'll get the chat to say who they want at 12.
Okay.
The first one I see will be there, and hopefully they're very quick to do it because.
I mean, honestly, I would have put Fang. I kind of forgot that he was on the list.
Well, I mean, if Kristen wants to change her vote, I'm okay with Fang.
Yeah, sure. Yes, she can.
So
yeah, I just forgot he was on the list.
Yeah,
because he isn't central to the plot, and Max kind of is. So I think Max deserves.
Yeah. I probably would have said Fang next anyway because I should have went Fluffy because he had a major part in the movie. But
and he has 3 heads. Think of all the kisses he could get.
All the kisses.
But think of how much more noise it would make.
Yeah,
that is not my house. That's not.
So my dog makes that much noise, and it's the only dog we have.
I sadly have no dog because my landlord will not let me have one. So
Hunter, what do you want for 11?
I went Fly because again, haven't seen Babe. So
Kristen, what do you have for 11?
I went Max because it's not my favorite one on this list.
I also went Max.
I'm sorry, Max.
okay, I'm not mad at that one. I'm just glad that Max made the list because he is a good dog.
They're all good dogs except Cujo.
But technically, he could be seen as a good dog.
He kills people.
Cujo was a good boy.
Cujo was not a good boy.
Can't help it, damn it.
Before he got sick, he was a good boy.
Yeah, before he was sick, he was a good boy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is great. This is the
God.
best episode I've been on.
This is a
No,
great
do that
episode.
This is
Hunter, what do you have?
haven't changed.
It's the same. We all know.
Haven't changed. It's Fly.
Kristen, what do you have for 10?
I actually have Tramp from Lady and the Tramp on mine. Next.
I actually have Ein.
What's the head?
How dare you, sir? Oh, you know what? I'll change my vote to Tramp.
Yeah, the chat is all of a sudden real quiet when we need.
Yeah,
that
I've noticed.
Come on, chat.
Yeah,
How are you
geez.
guys?
Brian
Come
and
on, guys.
Drew, people watching.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Do we really have to go to me? We know what the answer's gonna be.
Well, I was gonna say Kristen actually, but
Oh shoot! I need to not distract myself continuously. Here, I'm gonna put Fly down because as much as I love her, I think that she's not the main character of the movie, so I think she shouldn't be too high up in the list. So I think 9's not a bad place.
Yeah, I also have Fly. It hasn't changed, so
I figured as much. Yes.
Now I have to
write something else down.
Actually, yeah, I'll change it. But okay, so Hunter, what do you have for 8?
Shadow, because I haven't seen Homeward Bound.
Kristen, what do you have for 8?
I actually put down Jake from Adventure Time.
I actually completely forgot he was there, but I'm not going to change my vote. I had Shadow.
Okay.
All right. Hold on.
Sorry, we're having things going.
We're having things.
Hunter, what do you have for number 7?
I have Buddy because one great movie and then 12 shitty movies.
Kristen, what do you have for 7?
I probably should have Buddy down because of that argument, and I still have Jake because it was the one I had in the last.
I also put Jake.
Oh,
Sorry, I apologize. I made the wrong choice, but that's how the cookie crumbles.
Yep.
Well, I know what I'm picking next.
Me too. Let's just go ahead and put it at number 6.
It's Buddy. Because
Buddy.
the reason
one good movie, 12 shitty movies, so.
Although in saying that, I don't know how many of those movies was actually Buddy, because I know some of them was different dogs as well. So
yeah, it wasn't the same dog.
So to recap, who we've still got left, we've got Ein, Snoopy, Doug, Scooby, and Toto.
Number 5. Oh my god, this is actually really tough.
I think it's pretty obvious right now.
I hate to do this, but don't let me down, Kristen.
Sorry, let me just synchronize.
Come on. Let's see.
Hunter, what do you have for 5?
I have Doug.
Kristen, what do you have for 5?
The synchronization didn't work.
No!
I'm sorry. I nominated it. Of course, I love it, but like, I think Doug is more important. Doug is more important to the movie.
I have one of those dogs, so it's not going to be a three-way split, and it's Ein.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's cool.
Sorry.
I mean, it made the top 5, so
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Corgi should be in the top 5.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to get Freya and Ash into movies, so they could have made this list.
Ash is basically the corgi from McQueen's Corgi. I'm just putting it out there.
So, who's all left now?
We've got Scooby, Snoopy, Doug, and Toto.
So that's a very interesting list.
Yeah.
Hunter, what do you have for 4?
I have Doug.
Kristen, what do you have for number 4?
I have a really poorly drawn Toto.
Yeah,
My
I also had said Toto.
My heart.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
I mean, Toto's a good dog, but over the
They're all good dogs, including Cujo.
except Cujo.
Not including Cujo.
Oh man.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, it was tough to put Toto that low, but it's just one of those ones like you've also got to sort of think of how much they actually did in the movie too. Like, Toto is good in the movie, but there wasn't also a lot that separates Toto away from the other 3 dogs. So yeah, Hunter, what do you have for 3? Presume you've still got Doug.
Nope, I have Snoopy.
Kristen, what do you have for 3?
Kristen's face is like
You changed it? You might change it.
Apparently, me and Kristen have suddenly become synced because I also
Wait.
had Doug.
How did? Okay, so me and Hunter tried to synchronize, but I synchronized with just the wrong person.
Oh man, that's great.
But anyway, it's now we vote for a number 1, which is
It's gonna be
tough
really
because
easy
it's between Snoopy and Scooby.
Snoopy and Scooby. Number 1, right?
Yeah, number 1.
This one's actually really easy for me.
I mean, it's tough for me because I love both of these dogs.
I mean, I do too, but I mean, there's clearly one answer.
Well, there's 2 answers. Depends on who.
There's one correct answer.
That is true. Hunter, what do you have?
Scooby Doo.
Kristen, do you have the correct answer?
My number 1 favorite dog is always Snoopy.
Ah, Kristen.
And Snoopy is the correct answer.
No.
Yay, me and Malcolm have correctly synchronized.
Okay. Hey.
I mean, Scooby is great, but Snoopy is better.
Peanuts. I love Peanuts. So
Yeah.
the food, the comic strip, all of it.
I mean, for me, I think the one thing that's kind of hurt Scooby was his was the movies.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, if he had better movies, then maybe he would have been higher. But yeah,
Yeah, I can understand that.
Anyway, that is our list. And our top 12 dogs are at number 12, we've got Fang from Harry Potter. At 11, we've got Max from the Grinch series. However you want it. 10, we've got Tramp from Lady and the Tramp. 9, we've got Fly from Babe. 8, we've got Shadow from Homeward Bound. 7, we've got Jake from Adventure Time. 6, we've got Buddy from Earbud. 5, we've got Ein from Cowboy Bebop. At 4, we've got Toto from Wizard of Oz. At 3, we've got Doug from Up. At 2, we've got Scooby Doo. And at 1, we've got Snoopy. It's definitely a great list. But yeah, there's some that are in the chat which people brought up. They've got Benji, it was brought up. White Fang came up as well. Goofy was brought up at one point.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that would be counted as a dog. I just didn't think of it.
Awkwardly, Goofy and Pluto were both brought up. They're in the same universe. One's a dog, and one's a human.
And one's walking the dog. So is that counted as slavery? I'm thinking about it like that, though.
And also one that I just completely forgot to come at my own list. Snowy from Tintin was also brought up, but it's another one that that for the same argument as Kristen brought up about Clifford is probably better in the books than in the actual movies that he has been in as well. So, but all in all, this is a pretty good list. Hunter, where can people find you online?
You guys can find me over my YouTube channel, Film Nerd TV, where I host a show like this called The Nerd List. The last episode was Best Directors of All Time, and it was a very good list, so check that one out. And if you guys are a fan of pro wrestling, check out Combat Zone Wrestling Trivia. It is all out for my wrestling trivia league. And then check out the Weekly Wrestling Podcast with myself and Nico Svalbergoli. And this was the best list that I've been on so far. Thank you, Kristen, for that.
Kristen, where can people find you online?
You can find me Smith_K10, the number, not the word, on Twitter, Instagram, and Stardust, even though I don't post anything on Stardust.
I don't anymore either.
Just go watch my old reviews. I've got a ton of views on them for some reason. It's all good. Anyway, you can also find me right here on Take 3, where I host Reactor Summit, and also a lot of the reactions for Schmodown matches. The Summit, make sure you're watching our Schmodown 2018 Top 10 lists. They're coming out every week until the next season starts, and this week we have Top 10...
Schmodown something.
I don't remember. What was it? Matches? I think it's matches.
I think matches hasn't dropped yet, so it's probably going to be matches that's going to be next.
Yes, I believe it's top 10 matches. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really good one because they've all been good, so I'm not lying because I can't remember which one comes out next. So yeah, make sure you watch that, and that's all. That's all I got.
Baby car in the back.
You can find me on Rankin every week, which is on Take 3 Productions.
Oh my god!
Host. I have a poll up shortly after this. With the 5 options, there will be your pick for next week. But yeah, you can also find me competing in trivia of Full Metal and Multiplex, all over the place. And you can also find me on Twitter, Letterboxd, and Stardust at Melkor. And until next time, we'll see you when we rank them.